Welcome to the Ostomy Body Positive Confidence Chronicles, where we highlight inspiring ostomy journeys through education, relatable stories, and expert insights. We also feature companies, products, and professionals improving ostomy care. Please like, share, subscribe, and or join our movement. The Facebook group link is in the description below. All right, let's go live. And just so you know, it takes like a few minutes for the live to catch up with there's like a little bit of a delay. So I require I newly required all my participants to do this with me. We just
Right.
you don't have to, but
yeah, I'm not good at dancing.
You're not good at dancing, but either am I. And I always say, I'm like, I can't sing, I can't dance, but if I can pretend to make people happy while I'm getting online, that's my goal. So let's see.
I think you're pretty good at dancing.
You think I am?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Well, hey, the music's in my head, okay? Well, welcome, Liam. Welcome to the Ostomy Body Positive, unprofessional, unscripted.
It's the best way to be.
Whatever this is, right? So we're just here to help out all these great ostomates around the world by giving some tips and ideas and talk about what people have to offer. And one thing is, we have noticed you have quite a bit to offer. So start off by introducing us to who you are and where you're from.
So my name's Liam Lambert. I'm 25 years old and I'm from the northeast of the UK in Newcastle.
Nice. So many people from the United Kingdom here. I'm thinking that's gonna be like my second home one day. Like I'm totally trying to get to
Definitely get yourself over.
I'm going
it's
to.
Amazing.
So everybody out there in the UK better remember me like in about a year from now, because I'm coming to visit and I might need, a little place to stay here and there. I'm fine with a couch or even like a tent in the backyard, whatever you want to do. So
a little ostomy meetup, it's due to happen.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too. An ostomy meetup would be super cool. So okay, so you are going to come on today to tell us a little bit about exercise and working out with an ostomy, because we have seen that you've done a little transformation on Gary, and he's posted his pictures and people are loving those posts. So what brought you into the world of working out, fitness? What's up with that?
I've always been quite big into my sport as it is. So I used to play quite high level football, used to play a lot of badminton kind of in my free time. And then even subjects at school, I was always quite good at them. Mm-hmm. But then it wasn't till maybe just before my stoma kind of surgery, it kind of just shook us a bit. And I thought, I need to get stronger. I need to get fitter. So that was around 4 years ago. And that was when I kind of dived deep into the gym. Eventually got my own coach, kind of learned a lot off that, did my own thing, got another coach, did a bit off that. And then it just led us to wanting to kind of help other people, whether it's ostomies or like the day-to-day person, whichever it may be.
Nice. Okay, so you do have an ostomy, and that's kind of what led you to wanting to make sure you were doing the right exercises as well, because you understood that there's challenges behind. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Essentially, there can be challenges behind working out. So, yeah.
I think a lot of the challenges people think of, it's not as high risk as they do think of, but because there's obviously not all that information out there, it can be a bit worrying for some people.
Sure. Totally understandable. So it's just kind of like you wanting to get fit kind of led you into it. And then you working with Gary, really kind of maybe helped you even raise more awareness around helping ostomates, correct?
Yeah, definitely. Like I've got quite a lot of messages just off the back of obviously him posting his own bits or me posting a few little bits, but knowing that it's possible from someone else and not just myself, people realize like what they can do really.
Yeah, that's amazing. So then were there some adjustments, like worrying about hernias that you've had, like because like I think of like doing a deadlift or something and knowing that you're kind of, work in that area. Is that something that you get concerned with?
Concerned with myself or concerned with, say, other people, would you
I
say?
guess both. I mean,
Both.
your body, but like, yeah, I guess somebody else really.
This is where you're going to get two different answers because I know my body a lot. So I'll happily go into a gym session and lift quite heavy, and like I will struggle a lot of the time, and it'll feel a lot on the core. But I
Hmm.
know that feels okay for me. I know where the boundaries will be, and
Yeah,
I'll never push past that, but I'll still push it quite hard. But whereas if it was someone else, it'd depend on the type of surgery and the type of scars and how new or they are into lifting. So let's say if someone had been lifting for 5 years before surgery, they've got a lot of strength as it is. Where
sure.
if they were brand new, similar to myself, it might take a little bit of time to adjust to it.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. It depends on their skill level, how shape they
Mm-hmm.
already kind of were pre-surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that there's like myths and misconceptions about people with ostomies? Like you kind of said, some people are like, should I work out or not work out, or should I do or not do this kind of exercise? So do you think
So
other people have myths behind it?
I'd say a lot of the myths are, so the biggest ones are ab workouts and stoma belts. They're obviously the big initial ones because it's where your stoma is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say that's the main thing. And then I think outside of that, it's maybe more of a confidence thing because they're scared they're going to get hernias or they're scared they cannot do a certain exercise. So whether you class it as confidence or a myth, you could throw that in there as well.
Okay. Okay. So do you think are there certain things that you do try to avoid, or do you think like for the most part you can do a lot of things?
I'd say as a whole, you're capable of doing everything as long as you're sensible
Okay.
about it. Like, you don't want to do a certain exercise and lift too heavy, and then if you're not sure how to kind of brace the core properly, then
Sure.
that's when it lead to a few little problems. But
Okay.
if you're kind of your core's intact, like in the right position, you're not kind of throwing yourself in with heavier weight, and you're just gradually building it up. There's no reason why you can't lift obviously heavy in the long run. Not even the long run. Maybe it's just a few weeks of building it up and up and up.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's kind of how you work into it.
Yeah.
Um, so what would you say to someone who's like experiencing like self-doubt or fear or having like some vulnerability around working out?
Definitely. Well, I'd say two things. Either go with a friend who maybe they could know what they're doing, they might not know what they're doing, but if you've got someone there to kind of talk to, you feel a lot more comfortable. You tend to feel like you're getting watched in the gym, which really you're not. But if you've got
Mm.
someone there to speak to, that kind of all just gets blacked out. I'd say that maybe's been, I wouldn't say number one, but one of the things.
Okay.
And then second thing is just get yourself a coach who knows what they're doing, whether it's a one-to-one coach near you, whether it's an online coach, whether it's like a group camp, whatever you're obviously into, just to make you feel a bit more comfortable to get started really.
Yeah. Okay. Um, how do you think? Because like we're body positive, we're ostomy body positive, and like thinking about our bodies with an ostomy is like one thing, but then when we get out of shape, it's like another thing. Like I'm kind of going through the same thing myself because after I had a major accident and I knew I was going to gain weight, plus it's we're just getting over the winter and stuff like that here, and so just like looking at myself, it was kind of funny. Like I was looking at the picture of Gary beforehand and then afterwards, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was feeling like that before Gary. That's how I feel right now. So,
Yeah.
because we're ostomy body positive, like, what would you say? Um, what would you say? Why is this an important aspect of like creating body positivity?
Good questions. I'd say it's important just for mentally,
Mhm.
whether you're obviously at that starting point, whether you're on the heavier side or lighter side, or whether you are 6 months, 12 months, however many
Sure.
months it is into the journey, like I feel like you should always be positive about where you are, because
Yeah.
mentally it's going to have a big effect on you.
Yeah.
So using me as an example, just because obviously it's a bit easier, I probably had the most confidence fresh out my surgery. I
Hmm.
was obviously stick thin, with no muscle or anything, because I was brand new to lifting as well. But I felt the confidence from where I was originally really ill to where I was after the surgery, where I felt just normal, not on meds or anything. I felt great. So for me, I was at my lowest point and I felt the most positive.
Okay.
And then, like I say, as long as you start to enjoy the journey of it all, it's all going to
Yeah.
work out physically and mentally.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. I think it does add to some level of confidence. I mean, with or without an ostomy, like you still being fit is, kind of makes you feel good, and it makes your health feel good
Definitely.
too. So what advice would you give to someone who is kind of afraid at this moment or who is fearful? Like what steps should they take, or what tips do you have for them?
There's two routes you could go down. So, like I said, you could either get an online coach or a one-to-one coach, and obviously, if you're choosing the right person, they're going to have the knowledge to kind of help you in the right direction.
Mhm.
Whether it's kind of changing fitness habits or food habits or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Or if you obviously want to take it, say, more down your own route, just kind of map out where you are now. So, what are you currently doing? So, are you going to the gym however many times? What foods are you eating that's good? What foods are you eating bad? Like daily steps, water intake, salt intake. Like you can kind of just write all them down. And the more honest you are with yourself, the
Sure.
better it's going to work out. And then you can just write next to it things you can swap out. So, if you go to the gym once a week, could you do 2 or 3 times a week? Or if you're having 10 cups of tea or coffee in the morning, can you obviously cut that down to
Yeah.
4 or 5? It's not
Right.
completely cutting things or making it miserable for yourself. It's just about making little adjustments that's going to benefit you.
Yeah. Moderation until you're
Exactly that.
comfortable. Yeah. Um, what is something that you think like what do you think like more people should understand, like maybe like okay, non-ostomates, right? Like people who are new don't really know about an ostomate, but they're like someone maybe like wanting to be involved in fitness. Like I guess, like training other ostomates. I mean, because you have an ostomy, but do you think that like you having an ostomy helps training, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because you can relate.
Um, yeah, I'd say it will in the sense that I can relate to others. But obviously, again, it can go down to experience. So since I had like a bodybuilding type coach before this, and the only knowledge he had on it was obviously the information I really gave him. But because I'd obviously had a little bit of experience beforehand, we kind of jumped right into the deep stuff with everything and we were fine.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was brand new into it all and I went to him, I'd probably feel a bit more conscious because I'd be more worried about myself. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much experience he'd then have.
Yeah. Okay.
With
No, go ahead.
sorry, so adding on that, so Gary was actually talking to another coach who's got a lot of experience. His package is quite high price. His transformations, he's probably got hundreds and hundreds. And I managed to snatch him. I go, look, I've got a stone. I know what I'm doing. My price is going to be a little bit cheaper. Like, are you willing to give it a chance? And he's obviously did what he's did, and it's
Yeah.
helped me massively. It's obviously helped him.
Yeah. How long did it take him to get to that?
So that the pictures were 4 months apart, and I think we're what's the date? Roughly up to about 5 months now, though.
Wow.
And
That's
then at the minute, we're just kind of stripping things back a bit because he's quite busy. We're just kind of not gymming as well. We are still gymming the same days, but we're maybe not tracking some things as much, and we're just making sure his weight and his body composition similar. So then eventually, when he does take the full gas off the pedal type thing, he's still going to be where he is. He's not going to fire up back to where the old him was.
okay. So is he in the same location as you? Like, do you see him in person or do you?
So he's from Ireland, so it's about an hour flight from me.
Okay.
But I'm hoping to have a meetup with him end of next month, so that'll be nice.
Okay, so you train people like online?
Yeah, his is just fully online. So we'll run it all through just an app, and I'll set his calories, his gym days, his cardio. If we never did any set cardio, obviously if you wanted some, we can throw that in. Steps, hydration, sleep, and then I'll basically just monitor all that. And it's one of
Wow.
them things. The more you fill in, the more I can kind of change and tweak for get where
Yeah.
we want to get.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's really cool. So how can people learn about like more about your program and like more about what you have to offer?
So my Facebook pages or my Instagram page, I always post little bits on. So a lot of free little tips, stories, just things I get up to.
Hmm.
I'm always a message away, whether again it's on this Facebook page, whether it's somewhere else, or
Okay.
even if people wanted to book in like a phone call, 30, 60-minute phone call, I'm more than happily, if I've got the time slot available, jump on, kind of talk things over. And if obviously they like the sound of things, we can go ahead. If not, like I say, I'm happy to give you a little bit of advice where I can.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like when we get off the call, if you want to just like put your name, hey, contact me if you're looking for, so that they know where to contact you. But yeah, that'd be great.
Definitely,
Um,
yeah.
is there any quick little tips you could give the crowd before we let you go? I know it's really late over there. So, do you have any quick little tips or words of advice that you'd want to give to the other ostomates out there, kind of, starting to think about this because it's important?
Uh, I could rattle you off loads of tips, but one I'm a big fan of, and obviously it's hard for some people depending on how ill or healthy they are. Is
Yeah.
a lot of people underestimate just how many steps they need to do in a day. So not only does it kind of get you moving, but I'm a big fan. It helps with digestion,
Oh,
and
yeah.
obviously since all of us have digestion problems, if you're obviously having a big meal, whatever time of the day, go for a 10, 15-minute walk with a bit of water after that. It's going to kickstart your digestion to kind of do what it needs to do rather than you might have a meal, you might sit in the chair for 6, 7, 8 hours if you're at work. It's
Hmm.
just going to sit on your stomach a bit heavier than it is. But little things like that, like I say, I'll make videos on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my TikTok. And you could probably, once I get back into the rhythm of it all, I'm going to try post obviously one little thing a day that will help stoma
Yeah.
people out, or Crohn's, or IBD, or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It'd probably be helpful to link that Instagram so people can follow you
Mm-hmm.
there. That would be a good spot, I think. So, and then they,
I'd love to sit and talk about lots. There's loads of little things,
yeah.
obviously, I can mention.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can come back on here again and you can, maybe
Definitely.
when we get a better time frame. But yeah, in the meantime, just, throw out your contact info because I think I know, like I said, a lot of people have seen Gary's pictures and are just like, whoa, because yeah, that's awesome. And that's so inspirational because it's so hard as an ostomate. Like we are already posting our selfies on here, and but if you're in shape and you have a bag, like it feels different. It can feel
Yeah,
different to you if you're once you start to see those little bit of changes. It's also so inspirational to want more and more and more.
definitely.
Yeah.
There's I've currently got two more other people with a stoma bag who's just signed up as well. One of them's got a lot of hospital appointments going on at the minute, but we're just
Yeah.
waiting for him to obviously say, "Oh, look, I'm ready to go." And
Yeah.
then the other one's quite local to me, who's starting on Monday. So we've got two more names to add in, and then hopefully in a few months' time, there'll be a
Yeah.
few more stories to kind of share with everyone.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, keep sharing those stories because that's really inspirational and that will just help the group so much and yeah, help you as well because we want to see all ostomates flourish on here because and that's why I like to do these with ostomates. Like it's super important that we're helping each other and I want to make sure we have that platform to do that. So, yeah.
I'm just thinking about it as well. When you obviously mentioned before, when people like confidence wise,
Hmm.
I'm due a proctectomy surgery soon, which is obviously going to set us right back. So again, I'll be sharing like little bits on that. But that's when I was saying, obviously, I'm going to be down in the deep end, obviously
Yeah.
feeling sorry for myself, but it'll be a good way to show other people this is
Yeah.
how I'm gonna go around it all.
That'd be
So
really
that'll
good.
be
Yeah. If you could,
to look out for.
yeah, put your little, put your reels or, what you're doing and how you're doing. Because we also want to support you, in that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on. I hope you get some good sleep and
I
sleep
shall.
tight, don't let the bed bugs bite kind of thing. I don't know. Do you guys say that over there?
We sometimes do, yeah. I haven't heard it for a little while.
Of course, you're going to hear it from me, though, because,
It's all good. It is all good. I
the
was waiting for that.
I might just have to start ending it with this too.